Let's talk about the questions that you ask during an interview and how important they are. This is the next video of my series of all the things you have to know, so this way favored it, and when you're ready to do an interview, you have it ready. The truth is, whether we like it or not, or whether or not we think it's fair, the value that managers place on the types of questions that candidates ask has started to matter a great deal. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about why you should ask the "Do you have any reservations?" question. Instead, what I'm going to do is talk about how you should ask the questions, as well as types of questions, and how things resonate with managers. One of the best things to do is to break the cycle of expectations and start to ask your questions in the middle of an interview. This offers several benefits. It makes the interview a lot more conversational. It allows you to ask more questions because you're turning it more into a back and forth. And it does help you stand out because it wasn't like the interviewer asked you questions for 45 minutes and then you asked them questions for 10. Now, I have some bad news for a lot of you. While we talk about the question like, do you have any reservations about my candidacy being a low value, high risk questions, the truth is a lot of the questions that a lot of you are asking that you think are good are actually low value. They won't hurt your chances, but you're actually not getting good information. Let me explain. You have to realize both sides are presenting their best self, and neither side can predict the future. So if your question falls under one of those two categories, you are very likely going to get a low value response, or what we call a canned answer. So a lot of you swear by the value of like asking, what does 30, 60, 90-day success look like? That's a low value question. Because one, the manager doesn't know because they don't know you. And two, the answer that you're going to get will have no context or anchoring. So you're going to get a canned response that doesn't actually offer any insight. Other types of questions that are similar are things like, how do you develop employees? Or tell me about the last employee you promoted. The answer that you're going to get is going to be so vague as it's not going to actually reflect on anything meaningful for you. You're going to get a canned response, something like, oh, we believe in development and skills and blah, blah, blah. We have an annual promotion cycle. You're going to get similar types of answers if you ask the manager, what's one thing that they're working on development wise, or why have recent employees exited? You're going to get a well-packaged response. It's not going to offer you a lot of value or insight though. Instead, the best questions to ask are a mixture of ones that demonstrate your value and understanding while also targeting to make sure that you're getting reasonable and good insights. The truth is, there's no list of questions you should ask. They should be endemic and natural to the interview. Questions that you ask that demonstrate your knowledge of the industry, of the company, of what's happening in the market and of the company, and not just researching on Google, but rather like their 10K, their financial statements, their social media strategy, their competitors, their place in the market. Additionally, asking questions that help reinforce to the interviewer that you understand how your role will interact with theirs is one of the most critical things you can do. Some of the best types of questions are ones that demonstrate you're aware of what the product is and you're asking questions about it, whether or not it's a new territory or a new product strategy. You got this. Good luck.